Hello once again, and welcome back to another Haphazard Zone Universe production. Today we'll be talking about looking at and plagiarizing. Hello once again, and welcome back to another Haphazard Universe production, within which you have gotten too close to the gravitational field. Well, some would call it gravity, others density. Either way, welcome to life on the farm in the Haphazard Universe. To keep everything under the wraps because you consider the government to be a criminal organization.
Oh, I want justice. I think that money is a good thing.
And so the wisest thing I could do is expose all of that on YouTube and become a target.
We're adjusting our thinking to the new type of enemy.
At the moment, we don't have a court of law. We have a color of law, which is fiction. UCC is a set of codes that was set up over 100 years ago by lawyers. And with the Uniform Commercial Code comes contract law. It's all to do with contract. So we are not under any law. We're just under contract. The UCC is very, very important for people to learn about what's going on with their lives, because we are under contract law and no other law. There is no law at all.
So let's break this down. You're born in the hospital room. A certificate of live birth is issued.
What happens is that she has to register the child's birth. She has to go to the registration office and register. If she does not register, she will be taken to court according to what the law is saying. Have your autograph. You never say, "Can I have your signature?" It's always autograph because you have flesh and blood. Signature is what you're signing every time they can go into your account and take money.
And every time you do sign a piece of paper, you can bet that that signature of yours is being monetized, securitized.
It is. By the banks, by everybody that you, wherever you sign, credit cards, everything that you sign, they're getting funds off your trust fund from that birth certificate.
Okay, so fees and all sorts of things and invisible costs are being discharged against your birth bond in that sense?
Yes.
Without you ever knowing about it?
Without you ever knowing about it, yes.
Okay, I'd like to mention the gentleman doing the interview here is Sasha Stone. And of course, I will have a link in the description. This is cut up a little bit, but it does make the points that I would like to deliver.
It was never disclosed to you. All this stuff was done without disclosing, and it's deception, it's fraud, and it's happening every day to everyone that's outside the inner circle.
Okay, let's talk about the court system, because invariably your signatures lead you into a courtroom at some point, whether it's for, and under the aegis of the court system,
Okay,
whether it's a marriage, a birth, a death, a registration of land, whatever. So
Okay,
we understand
so
a little about the
when I
distinction
can.
between the signature and the autograph. Well, let's call it a bond, because that effectively becomes traded thereafter.
Yes, it becomes warehouse bond for money.
So every human being that has been registered to the state or the crown by the mother ends up becoming some kind of a bond that's traded on the stock market.
Yes,
Without you ever knowing.
yes, without disclosing. And this is happening since the early 1900s. What they've done is really fraud, because they're fraudulently taking your child's birth certificate and make it into a dead entity. The dead entity birth certificate is making billions of pounds or dollars, depends on which country you're in. So your straw man is considered a dead entity, and the corporation can interact with it. If you have to go to court, it's not going to be in your real name because they don't have it. All they have is the dead entity, and they interact with that.
And I should probably mention here as well that as far as paying taxes, people think, well, if I don't pay my taxes, my country will fall apart. Okay, so let me put it to you in these words. The people that print the money need your money. Okay, is that what you're... I mean, The people that are printing the money don't need your money. It's a coercive move to keep you in an oppressive situation. You know, once again, the people that print money don't need your money. You are being deceived, and you.
Title is important because you do not own the land. They tell you it's freehold, but it's not freehold. The land is owned by the crown. All the land in England.
I'm a farmer in Minnesota, and you're saying that my land is owned by the Queen.
Yes.
I'm a farmer in Mozambique.
Your land is owned by the Queen.
The Queen of England.
The Queen of England. She owns all the land. So what happens is you own that piece of brick that's sitting on it that they call freehold or your house. You own that. You don't own the land. So the land, the allodium title, is to own your land. So you can put a sign up and says no trespassing, private property. When you put that sign up, you have to own the land. Because owning the house doesn't mean anything. It's the land they want. See, the bank takes the house, which is part of the crown, and the crown owns the land. That's how it works. And you don't own anything.
Ever.
Ever. You are just a mere user.
So long as you are acting as your straw man. Now, when we reclaim ourselves from this fiction, and we do it as a people, many of us do it, what then do you see? How do you see the dissolution of government, the dissolution of this behemoth, this Molochite monster that has taken over our lives, indentured us into bonded slavery all around the world, 7 billion souls, owned and controlled, indentured to a couple of hundred National Reserve banks themselves, indentured into the Bank of International Settlements, that controlled through the US Treasury, the Federal Reserve, the IFC, the IMF, the World Bank, and so on, back to the Crown of England, and behind that, the Vatican. So all of that grotesquerie, that fiction, when do you see us as a people of the world reclaiming real reality from that fiction? And how is that likely to play out?
I think if people get to know and they come together, it doesn't take hundreds of millions. 1 million sovereigns get together can make a hell of a lot of difference, because the word spreads from one to the other. And once people get to know that this is what is being done to them, it's going to be like wildfire. Once people get to know the law, what they're under, and what they're doing to them, and how they're making... You see, they make things to distract you, like the news and all this fake, all this stuff, television, and this is what they do. So once people can get together, if 100 people go to the bank and all keep taking out £100, before the end of the day, the bank will close. It's very simple if people get to understand what's going on. And it would be good for them to know, because we need to stop this. We need to stop what they're doing to people, hurting people for no reason, put people in poverty.
And by they, we're talking about the parent corporation.
The parent corporation.
The banks and governments and justice systems all working to penalize and harvest humanity.
Yeah, they're in bed together, everybody. They said, if they send you to the Citizens Advice Bureau, don't even bother to go, because they're working too with them. Everybody they have in their pocket. And it's very sad, because people will do things to other people for very little money.
Are you hopeful for humanity?
I am, very much so. For people to learn about what's going on with their lives, because we are on the contract law, no other law. There is no law at all. Majority of the judges here in the United Kingdom are not judges. They're just doing business. They might be a retired lawyer. They're doing business as judge.
And so-called judges in Malawi and in Canada?
All of them, exactly the same system. They're under the UCC.
When you buy a car, you are invited to defraud yourself by then handing it over to the Crown of the State, unwittingly.
Yes, because it's fraud, and they're committing this fraud, and they're not letting you know what they're doing. They make millions, Hundreds of millions. The highway belongs to us. It says you have to pay to drive on the road. You don't. The DVLA is just a corporation set up by the Crown. All these corporations are set up by the Crown. The only reason to have a license when you drive a car is if you're doing taxi service or doing it for business. But if you're driving for your personal use, going to work, going to the market, take your family out, going on vacation, that you don't require a license.
There is no law that requires
No.
you. You can move about the surface of the earth unmolested.
Yes.
That's law.
That is the law. Yes, that is the law. But that's not what they
But
tell
these
you.
fictions, these costumes, these people wielding batons and guns and tasers, they've somehow been given license by the government to apprehend you, arbitrarily stop and search you, terrorize you, rip you out of your vehicle. Who gave the traffic enforcement officers the right to stop and apprehend people going about their God-given business?
Corporate police. If you call a police officer and you know whose side they're on, if you call a police officer and a bailiff is at your door, they will tell you they cannot come because it's a civil matter. But if the bailiff calls them, they will come. That means that they're not working for you. Period.
They're working for the parent corporation.
They're working for the corporation, yes. They're corporate police.
How many of the police do you think know this and understand this distinction?
I think 90%.
Do you really?
I do.
In the United States and in...
And here, yes. Yes, 90% of the police know they're corporate police.
To throughout my life to be a kid, and just to trust whatever the government tells us, like a big kid. So, do you have big kid syndrome? And in between playing video games and and trying to evaluating all of the obvious, obfuscation. I love that word, but that is being projected and presented by the people that have raised us, you might say. And so resistance is futile, is it? And to what degree is it? So the awake, they say to notice the farm is to leave the farm, but I don't really agree with that. To notice it is to notice it. We're still in the farm. And what can we each individually do to avert the situation? I think you'll be able to figure it out after. Hey, have fun with it. We'll talk to you soon. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if anybody is applicable to this video, share. And I will get at least some exposure. So thank you. And with each new subscriber, I will put out a new video. We'll talk to you soon, gang. Thanks for playing. Adios, amigos. So thanks for watching this Haphazard production. This is Al Pacino standing in for Rod Serling. Just saying, forget about this stuff. Go to work, pay your taxes. The Queen doesn't own anything, and we're all having a great time. And so thank you for watching this Haphazard production. I personally disagree with everything that was just said, and I believe you should get back to work, pay your taxes, and eat food from boxes. And have a nice day. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Fantasize.